Welcome to Victory Videos. I'm Dave Dobbins.
Lavila Kraft here.
Thanks for joining us on today's program. We've got a really neat thing that's going to happen today. For the very first time on Victory Videos, we're going to take a stab back in time.
Nope. The shirt
Side-eye?
We're going to feature some really cool videos that we selected from the 80s.
You know, I was around in the 80s, Lavila.
I was too.
You know, and matter of fact, Victory Videos was around in the 80s.
I wasn't.
The late 80s. But this is going to be really be a lot of fun because we have selected some of the most significant videos that have just really impacted this Christian music video industry.
By who? Let's see who we're going to play.
Well, today we're going to have DeGarmo and Key. Carmen's going to be on the program, along with, Randy Stonehill, Tony O'Kay. So it's going to be great. So if you've been around Christian music for a short time and want to know some of those people that kind of started it all, push record on the VCR.
Because you probably won't get to see these very often.
All right, our first group is DeGarmo and Key. Started out a long while back, made a significant contribution to video in the 80s. Now, these guys really pioneered a lot and put a lot into actually recording videos. So that's what has helped kind of kick this industry into play.
And then Russ Taft, too, we're going to see from him. And he was sort of like the pioneer in Christian male vocalists. He was
Former
like the
Imperial.
Right. Big time, wasn't he?
Right.
During their big heyday of the career, too. So we're going to see one from him called I'm Not Alone.
And here's DeGarmo and Key and Rock Solid on Victory Videos.
Two for you.
Two. That's two.
Rock solid in the master's head. Rock solid. I'm not alone. I see the problem very clearly. It's a tug of war in my soul between choosing to believe or feeling alone. My heart is telling me not to worry, but my head isn't yielding. It insists on feeling left all alone. When I close my eyes, I know you are here, near me again. And when I close my eyes, feel the air I breathe. I hear you say my name. I'm not alone.
Only you
can prevent forest fires.
And it's true. We know we can count on you to do what Smoky says.
drown your campfires with water. Make sure it's totally wet. Then stir and drown again.
We know we can count on you to do what Smoky says.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Thanks for watching Victory Videos. I'm Dave Dobbins. We'd like to hear from you today. Tell us which videos you'd like to see on Victory Videos. If you have a prayer request, just drop us a note. Or if you need some information about Victory Videos, write to us at Victory Videos, Post Box 3292, Cincinnati, Ohio 45201. That's Victory Videos, Post Box 3292, Cincinnati, Ohio 45201.
Sally wants to be a surgeon when she grows up. Maybe someday she'll operate on you. Now, would you like this free booklet of simple ways you can help improve her education? Call 1-800-96-PROMISE.
Well, welcome back to Victory Videos. Boy, wasn't that rust tap thing cool?
That was neat.
They're still using water. If you're on a beach, then you can do a video.
Boy, and I tell you what, I really missed DeGarmo and Key now that they're broke up. You look at how
Yeah.
good they were, the impact that they were making at that time. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, it sure was. Hey, we ought to explain the criteria for our choosing these videos because
Alrighty.
I know a lot of people are thinking, well, I don't know if that one hit the top of the charts.
Well,
We
not
really
necessarily.
wanted to pick out the ones that sort of were still relevant to today.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, some of these were not necessarily the big hit, but we felt that they were still strong enough.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography was excellent on the first two that we've seen so
Special
far.
effects.
Real good special effects.
Mm-hmm.
And the storyline had to be relevant to hit the VV list. So let's move on. Next, we've got a guy who used to be a Las Vegas performer. He spent a lot of time sort of perfecting his craft, and then Jesus Christ came into his life, and he started way back then in the 80s, still doing it today. As you see this one, you'll say, geez, that looks just kind of like the stuff he's doing now.
Still does.
And it's Carmen, and this is called, what? A Little Bit of Conviction.
A little bit.
Except this
Not
one a
a
little
lot.
more simplistic for you.
I still think it's kicking.
Check it out, Carmen on Victim Videos.
Well, I saw me a Christian man with a cigarette in his hand. He was smoking in front of children, acting bad. He didn't care how it appeared. He didn't show no godly fear. His witness couldn't have been more than it had.
Well, I saw two brothers go to a sexy movie show, laughing as they passed with their friends. Entertainment, I don't care. Saints don't belong in there. I'm sick and tired, somehow it's got to win. I'm trying to do something wrong when the holiness don't belong in living day to day, 'cause it ain't fun. I wanna see me a godly man who's not afraid to stand for what looks right. I wanna see me son a little bit more conviction. Two sisters scantily dressed, leaving nothing left to guess. They go to a dancing club and drink some beer, while the parents watch TV. The kids play in the street. What happened to the Bible and some prayer? I'm telling you something's wrong when holiness don't belong in living day to day, 'cause it ain't fun. I wanna see me a godly man who's not afraid to stand for what's right. I wanna see me son a little bit more conviction.
You're back on Victor Videos, and that was music from Carmen, a little bit of conviction. But
Isn't he cool?
He was having a lot of conviction.
Yeah, and you know, it's so cool because even though he looks a little bit younger, if we put little wrinkles on him or something, you could play it today and no one would ever know.
Still very relevant, Lavelle.
Yes,
You're
he's a
absolutely
great
right.
storyteller, and he just gets that point and drives it home,
That's
doesn't
right.
he?
Well, and if Jesus Christ wouldn't have come into his life, he may be still doing it in Las Vegas, doing the band thing and all that. So it's
Really?
neat because he's got newer stuff. And if you watch our show, come up in a couple of weeks, you'll probably see his new video.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is
That's
really
right.
scary.
Well, you know what's kind of scary too is that a lot of the industry may have quit producing videos like this because back then they were having, you know, the MTV wouldn't play them, and they thought, well, there's no market for it, so let's not waste the money. So they could have stopped, but there were dedicated Christian artists out there that saw value in what they were doing, and
Well, that's
they
true.
decided to plug along.
That's true. And a few producers that stood behind for video, which is what we do here on Victor Videos. Up next, we've got a guy who was way ahead of his time, but we still see him today. He's very relevant. His name is Charlie Peacock, everybody's favorite producer.
Yeah,
and
he's great.
we're going to put into a video called Message Boy, where he was doing some real creative things, sort of ahead of his time. It just didn't have a place. It sort of fell through the cracks. So we're bringing that back to you today, followed by a guy named Tony O'Kay. And you say, who?
Well, you probably go who because Tony O'Kay didn't really do anything else with his career. But this was an exceptional video, so we decided to play it for you.
That's right. 2 in a row on Victor Video's Retro 80s Show. See my retro. I'm feeling really good.
I am the message boy, moving down the street, moving in and out of traffic. A businessman stepped in line to meet. I might bring you good news. Message boy does that.
There's an awesome power that can eliminate over half of our nation's defense forces. It's everywhere, and it can strike at any time. Who has this incredible power? You do. If you employ National Guard and Reserve members, you need to use your power wisely, because today, the Guard and Reserve make up over half of our country's defense. So when they need time off to serve, be a hero. Give them the freedom to protect ours.
Don't tell them you love him.
You're watching Victory Videos. Hi, I'm Dave Dobbins. Join me in Lavilla Craft each week as we bring you the very best in today's contemporary Christian music videos. Victory Videos is your source for all of your favorite artists, including Stephen Curtis Chapman, DC Talk, and For Him, just to name a few. Great music, entertaining yet thought-provoking conversations, interesting interviews with today's top Christian recording artists. The mixture makes Victory Videos a powerful and exciting program to watch. Tell somebody today about Victory Videos.
In a life-threatening emergency, you should know what to do. Say a loved one exhibits unusual symptoms. The first thing to do is...
Clear!
No. The first thing to do...
Oh! Tourniquet!
No! The first thing you do is pick up the phone and dial your emergency number.
Call 911 first.
Right.
How about mouth-to-mouth?
I don't think so. To learn more about life-saving techniques, contact your Red Cross.
If you don't use his car seat, your child won't be disappointed.
He'll be crushed.
Sorry, Chip.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Use child safety seats.
I have heard a still small voice that's whispering, I am.
Well, welcome back. Hasn't this been cool?
This is great.
Yeah, you know, I'd like to mention, too, that we need to hear from you. You need to give us a buzz. Write to Dave. Dave, give me the address.
Well, if you have some suggestions of shows or special artists that you want to see on Victor Videos, we'd love to hear from you. You can write to Victor Videos, Post Box 3292, Cincinnati, Ohio 45201. That's Victor Videos, Post Box 3292, Cincinnati, Ohio 45201. And if you've got some prayer requests, please put them in there too, and we'd love to hear from you, because LaVille has been waiting for over a week for a new letter.
I have.
But, you know, we're talking about videos here today, and we're talking about some of the ones that have been around for a long, long period of time.
Right.
And I think it's important to also kind of promote a little bit here that we always have got new things happening. So you want to watch next week. This is an oldie show. So watch next week. We'll have some new stuff for you.
Oh, yeah, like we just showed Jesus Freak, and, oh, man, all the new stuff, we get it for you.
So we're coming up on a guy who I just kind of always feel kind of sorry for, Randy Stonehill.
Sorry for him?
Well, in a sense, because here's a guy who's been in the music industry for over 20 years, in the Christian music industry, and he's not been a real big charter. A guy who hits the pop charts all the time, but he's consistent. He still hangs in there.
Well, this next video that we're going to show of him, there was a little
what's the story? What's about this story?
Well, they produced it at PTL, and they spent $3,000 in the production. Can you imagine? This small amount caused a big ruckus. The people who did it almost lost their jobs, and it's just one of the major requested videos that they ever had. It was wonderful.
That's right. And it's because they had a heart to share the message of Christ way back then. He's still doing it now with his new record company. Let's go to it now. It's Randy Stonehill in Still Small Voice on Victor Videos. This is great. Very mellow.
I have heard a still small voice that's whispering, I am, I am, I am. Have you heard a still small voice whispering, I can, I can, I can. If you'd only believe, if you'd only believe, if you'd only believe that there is love. I have heard a still small voice that's whispering tonight, tonight,
was Randy Stonehill, a vintage 1983.
That's right. We go way back on that one. And I think it's neat to see the symbolism that he uses in this video, La Vila, because we could have chosen a lot of his different videos because he's made a lot of contributions to it. But this one shows a lot of his, well, he's searching through this. And it's neat to see how what he does, what he did back then, is still relevant today, I think.
Well, you know what we're going to see next?
What?
We're going to see one of the first female vocalists who did a video.
In our show.
Tremaine Hawkins. Yeah, you didn't see too many of them.
Little
You have
R&B.
to really dig through the pile to find a girl.
Well, that's a very, very good point, because in the early 80s in Christian music, there were not a lot of female. You have an Amy Grant, and you had Twyla Paris, and maybe Sandy Patty, but they weren't doing a lot of video. So this is, we'll call this one Harold's pick. This famous pick. It's Tremaine, little R&B, and also followed by Petra, and this is the one with John Schlitt for the very first time, filmed in Toronto. Let's go to it right now, 2 in a row on Victor Videos.
Wake up singing. In the morning time.
I wake up singing hallelujah in the morning time.
In the morning time.
I wake
It's only a little motor oil.
What difference is one drop of paint gonna make?
This much fertilizer isn't gonna pollute anything.
You're looking at a sea of excuses, created drop by people like you and me. Our waters can be saved if each of us does their part. Drop by drop. If we all do a little, we can do a lot. Brought to you by the Natural Resources Defense Council, the EPA, and the Ad Councils of the U.S. and Japan.
Tired of the same old TV programs? Then you need to check out Victory Videos. Hi, I'm Dave Dobbins. Join me and LaVila Craft for an hour of the best in contemporary Christian music videos. Entertaining yet thought-provoking conversations and interesting interviews with today's top Christian recording artists. All of this and so much more can be found right here on Victor Videos. So what are you waiting for? Victor Videos is your choice for today's Christian music.
To have a dream, but never the chance to achieve it. That is perhaps the greatest tragedy in life. The United Negro College Fund exists to bring the dreams of thousands of young people within reach. Hands that yearn to touch lives. We train to heal, to teach, to bless. We encourage souls that hear music to write symphonies and sing anthems. And to those once bound by poverty, we present a wealth of possibilities. When you support the United Negro College Fund, you give more than money. You give dreams that may have died the power to live.
Support the United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Back on Victor Videos, that was music from Petra. Thanks for joining us today. Are you having a good time looking back?
And this is really neat for me because I don't get to see hardly any of those.
Of the old ones.
Right.
Well, the neat thing I liked about the last Petra one is how a lot of times God uses other people, like the children in the video, to bring his message of love to us, even when we maybe feel really far away from him.
Well, not only that, but it's so cool that when you ask for help, he always responds.
Yeah, isn't that great?
In one way or another. So look around.
But you know, that's the little tidbit of information. The sad thing about this, LaVila, is that right around this time when John Schlitt came with Petra, that the record company at that point was not real big on video and the promotion of video, so they let this thing sit on the shelf for a year and a half before they released it, after the song kind of fell off the charts, or after the album fell off the charts.
That hurts.
Yeah. So they didn't have the vision that they do today. We're very, very spoiled today and very blessed because people like the groups on this show really paid their dues for all of us to be able to see shows like this every day. So thank the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay, up next we're going to take a look at someone who also made a real big contribution to Christian music in the 80s. And he's faded off a little bit, but who's this?
Mylon Lefebvre.
That's right.
That's right.
And Mylon, this is a fun video.
Is it?
Well, it's talking about the coming of Christ and how we need to get our lives right.
Yeah, I hear there's some really cool stuff in it.
Down in Florida on the beach and on the bus and some real neat little things. They're just having a good time. But listen to the message because we're going to talk a little bit about that when we come back. At the end of this segment, here's Mylon Lefebvre, Trains Up in the Sky on Victor Videos.
Trains in the Sky.
From the 80s, the retro thing. We're going back.
Get up, try and find a way. We will find a way today. You try and find a way. Get up, drink up in the sky. Sit down, listen to the sound. Fill up, stand on holy ground. Look up, the train's up in the sky. Drink up in the sky. Can you feel it? Drink up in the sky. Can you see it? Drink up in the sky. Look up, look up. Sing out, tell my people stories over Jordan. Sing out, all children of the land. All the land, see the land of Canaan. See the roads of Sharon. Look up, trains up in the sky. Look up, trains up in the sky. Trains up in the sky. Look up, trains up in the sky. Trains up in the sky. Get up, try and find a way. We will find a way today. You try and find a way. Get up, trains up in the sky. Sit down, listen to the sound. Fill up, stand on holy ground. Look up, trains up in the sky. Trains up in the sky. Can you feel it? Trains up in the sky. Can you see it? Trains up in the sky. Look up, look up. Trains up in the sky. Look up, trains up in the sky. Look up, trains up in the sky. Look up, I wanna see the train up in the sky. I wanna see the whole railroad. Look up, I wanna see the train up in the sky. Look up, I wanna see the train up in the sky. I wanna see the whole railroad. Look up, I wanna see the train up in the sky. Look up, I wanna see the train up in the sky. I wanna see the whole railroad. Look up, I wanna see the train up in the sky.
Back on Victor Videos, Mylon Lefevre and Broken Heart and Trains Up in the Sky.
Yeah.
What happened to the band at the end? They raptured up.
Gone. Isn't that going to be cool? Drive along in the car.
If you think about
But
that.
hey, you know what? Did you know that Mylon Lefevre made the very first Christian
incredible.
music video?
So as we're looking at the 80s, this is another guy who made a significant contribution.
Made a lot.
Well, if you think about the message in this last video, you think about where we've headed as a Christian industry, there's some strong impact being made at those times. There's a song about the rapture of the church going up to be with God, and it's still a relevant message today. So maybe you're in a place in your life where you don't know about that or would like to know more. We'd love to hear from you. And maybe you're in a place where you, after seeing that today, you say, well, I just really am ready to give my heart over to Jesus Christ. We'd like to encourage you to do that because the message from the 80s is still important today in the 90s as it was over 2,000 years ago.
Yes, it certainly is.
Well, thanks for joining us on our look back into the 80s and what happened in videos back in those days. And we'd like to encourage you to come back next week. Right here, we'll be here at the same time, same place. I'm Dave Dobbins.
Lavila Craft.
And sing Remember to Love Money Today with the love of Jesus. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, in about 10 years, we can do one of the
90s. Yeah.
Can I get back out? Never can quite find the answer, the one I want to hear. The one that justifies my action, says the coast is clear. Something on the outside says to jump.